Hello, this is Jeff, and I'd like to take a look at the Nevada SEARS application that Teaching Research built in partnership with Bruce Bull and his company SPEDSYS. We started this project in 2007, and TR hired Matt O'Connor as the primary developer on the project. Nevada SEARS it stands for Nevada Special Education Accountability and Reporting System, and it's basically a web-based system that allows districts to collect data on their special education students across several federal indicators. And once the data is collected, they can then easily report on the data by looking at indicator reports. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to switch to data collection year of 10-11 because that's the one of the years that I know we have good data in the system. And we can look at things like indicator 14, post-secondary outcomes, indicator reports. And this is for the state of Nevada. This is what I would look at if I were an SEA. But I can change to a district. Let's pick a large district. Someone like Clark County. And then you can begin to see how their data compares to the state. So for indicator 14, you have several measures, A through D, I believe, and they stand. The indicators stand for different things. So, for example, measure A is the percentage enrolled in higher education, and this gives you the state target, the state percent. So the state, this is showing that the state is not meeting its target, and the district is certainly not meeting the state target. So this gives you a quick way to view across several indicators and measures within those indicators the data that you've collected for your special ed students. Now, my part in this project was relatively small. I did not build this project. As I mentioned before, Matt O'Connor did the bulk of the work here. Most of my work was in the indicator B14 stuff. And so, for example, I built these indicator reports, and I built the database tables that house the data, and I wrote the stored procedures in Microsoft SQL that pull the data out, and then I wrote some Visual Basic .NET code to display this page and to produce the graphs. So another area in the site that I worked was in several dashboard reports for B14. Some of these are not working quite so well, so I'm going to skip them for the time being, and we're going to look at 1 year out reports. Okay, so here we're seeing our B14 1 year out reports. So 1 year out, B14 is the transition indicator, and it basically tells districts how their students are doing prior to leaving high school, and then how they're doing after they've left high school, 1 year after leaving high school. So there's two surveys involved. The first survey is a senior exit survey, and that basically tells the district, what does the student intend to do after high school? Do they want to go into post-secondary education? Do they want to go in the military? Do they want to go into sheltered employment? And a 1 year follow-up survey will then tell the district how the student is doing 1 year out. Are they meeting the goals that they set for themselves as an exiter, as a senior in high school, or before they left high school? And if those two align rather well, then the district can assume, I guess, that they're doing a pretty good job at preparing their students for life after high school. So these 1 year out reports are can be disaggregated into ethnic origin and gender, and even by question on the survey. So here's some questions on the survey, and a state user can go in here and see, well, how did my Asian males do? Let's there we go. Okay. And these categories, the APR categories, we'll look at them right here real quick. So category 1 is higher education. It means that they are enrolled in full or part-time community college or a four-year university. There's competitive employment, other post-secondary education or training, some other employment, or none of the above. So that's what the categories are. So here we can see that our Asian males statewide, that 16.7% of them are in competitive employment. So let's look at females and see how that compares. So 11% of females are in competitive employment. What about our white students? Okay, 26% of females are in competitive employment. So you can see, and let's look at a question here real quick. Did you leave high school between September of 2010 and August of 2011? Okay, and so down here, now we have a chart that shows how many responded yes to that question, how many responded no to that question, and I believe we're still filtered by white females. Yes, we are. So let's say, let's check Hispanic or Latino females. That question should still be up. Yes, okay, so our data has changed a little bit. So primarily most of my work was, well, before we go, let's look at senior exit reports. They basically follow the same kind of pattern. Here you have a master chart that asks or gives data to the question, what is your plans in the 12 months after high school? And so this tells the district what percentage of students want to work full-time, for example, or go to a 2-year college. And again, it's broken out by ethnic origin down here. And again, you can filter by race, ethnicity, or gender. And let's see, what does that question give us? So if we go down here, okay, I'm glad that worked well. Your ability to get a job after high school is. So now we're going to look at an individual question within the survey and the responses from Native American students around that question. So 37.5% of the students questioned said that they had an excellent chance of getting a job after high school. So another thing that I worked on around the B14 indicator here in Nevada SEARS is how do you contact students a year out after they've graduated high school? And the protocol that we came up with was to initially capture as much contact information on the students as they could before they left high school. And one of those pieces of data was an email address, sometimes 2 or 3 email addresses. So one of the things that Nevada does when it comes time for these students to take their 1-year out survey is they come to this system and they send a pre-slugged email to all the students that left high school last year. And when they click the send emails button, it blasts an email message to all the students that have an email address and took a survey last year and lets them know that their 1-year out survey is ready to complete. Those students can then go online and by entering a secret code, a randomly generated unique secret code, they can access their own 1-year out follow-up survey and complete it completely online. Other methods are available too. There's letters that actually get mailed out to the students, and some of the students are called. But the majority of students actually just complete the surveys themselves online, and it relieves a lot of effort at the Nevada Department of Education trying to track these students down, call them up, take surveys over the phone, and things like that. So with regards to indicator 14 anyway, I believe Nevada SEARS has made data collection and reporting a lot easier for the state of Nevada. We've implemented similar systems in Utah, the state of Utah, Washington, D.C., and we have a system not built by SPEDSIS, but built by John Hunter. We have an equivalent system here in Oregon that Teaching Research has built as well. And so that's a brief introduction to the Nevada SEARS data collection system. Thank you.